Genesis 21. Adonai remembered Sarah as he had said, and Adonai did for Sarah what he had promised. Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the very time God had said to him. Abraham called his son, born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Yitzchak. Abraham circumcised his son Yitzchak when he was 8 days old, as God had ordered him to do. Abraham was 100 years old when his son Yitzchak, laughter, was born to him. Sarah said, God has given me good reason to laugh. Now, everyone who hears about it will laugh with me. And she said, Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Nevertheless, I have borne him a son in his old age. The child grew and was weaned, and Abraham gave a great banquet on the day that Yitzchak was weaned. But Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, whom Hagar had borne to Abraham, making fun of Yitzchak. So Sarah said to Abraham, Throw this slave girl out, and her son. I will not have this slave girl's son as your heir along with my son Yitzchak. Abraham became very distressed over this matter of his son. But God said to Abraham, Don't be distressed because of the boy and your slave girl. Listen to everything Sarah says to you, because it is your descendants through Yitzchak who will be counted. But I will also make a nation from the son of the slave girl, since he is descended from you. Abram got up early in the morning, took bread and a skin of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child. Then he sent her away. After leaving, she wandered in the desert around Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she left the child under a bush and went and sat down, looking the other way, about a bowshot's distance from him, because she said, I can't bear to watch my child die. So she sat there looking the other way, crying out and weeping. God heard the boy's voice, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, What's wrong with you, Hagar? Don't be afraid, because God has heard the voice of the boy in his present situation. Get up, lift the boy up, and hold him tightly in your hand, because I am going to make him a great nation. Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. So she went, filled the skin with water, and gave the boy water to drink. God was with the boy, and he grew. He lived in the desert and became an archer. He lived in the Paran desert, and his mother chose a wife for him from the land of Egypt. At that time Abimelek and Phicol, the commander of his army, spoke to Abraham. They said, God is with you in everything you do. Therefore, swear to me here by God that you will never deal falsely with me or with my son or grandson, but according to the kindness with which I have treated you, you will treat me and the land in which you have lived as a foreigner. Abraham said, I swear it. Now Abraham had complained to Abimelek about a well which Abimelek's servants had seized. Abimelek answered, I don't know who has done this. You didn't tell me, and I heard about it only today. Abraham took sheep and cattle and gave them to Abimelek, and the two of them made a covenant. Abraham put 7 female lambs from the flock by themselves. Abimelek asked Abraham, What is the meaning of these 7 female lambs you have put by themselves? He answered, You are to accept these 7 female lambs from me as witness that I dug this well. This is why that place was called Beersheba, well of 7, well of an oath, because they both swore an oath there. When they made the covenant at Beersheba, Abimelek departed with Phicol, the commander of his army, and returned to the land of the Pelishtim. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there he called on the name of Adonai, the everlasting God. Abraham lived for a long time as a foreigner in the land of the Pelishtim.